Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to our onboarding training webinar. I am super happy to be here. I'm Samuel, the brand evangelist, also the host of our YouTube and podcast channels. We created this onboarding training because we care about you. The content we're sharing are all generated from actual user questions. We want to give you a higher ROI for your investment into our software. I had to learn the software from the ground up, just like you. So if I can do it, I know that you can do it as well. So I want you to turn off all your other windows so that you could focus on the BQool software and you could easily follow along. Let's get to business. Some of the topics we're going to cover today is the most popular general settings, how to prevent yourself from getting delisted, also the bulk setup, how to save you time, and which rule should you use for different scenarios. Also, what are you doing to win the buy box and how to use a conditional repricer to create systems for your business. What should you do on a daily, weekly, or monthly basis? So let's get started. When you first get started, you get into the dashboard and you could see the entire performance of your account. You can see all the sales you have from the AI listings, and you can also look at all the other sales. And there's many different ways you can pick, which we're going to go into more detail later on, how to read the dashboard. And then on the right-hand side, there's a Learn More button that's bright orange. And when you click on it, you'll be able to know exactly how to use the specific feature on that page. There's also a question mark, and you click on the question mark, there's a progress, and you're going to see if you know how to use each of the different features. There's also a support site that you could easily access to find all your questions. There's a chronological order. It's very clear to answer questions in chronological order from getting started to all the different features as well. We also have a YouTube channel. If you haven't subscribed yet, make sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel to get all the tips and knowledge. Especially, you can start with Repricing 101 series. And you can also chat with support. Our live chat support hours are from 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. Eastern time, Monday to Friday. So it covers, all your workday. And then we also have additional support by email. So you can actually email us to support@BQool.com for any questions that you have, along with a screenshot, which will really help. So there's 4 steps to successful repricing. The first step is to set up and connect your Amazon store. The second step is to set or integrate your costs. So for example, if I'm selling a Samsung monitor, maybe my cost would be $600 or $700. And then I'm going to go into the software in the third step to set my min price and max price. Finally, I'm going to add a repricing rule, and the system will behave according to the repricing rule within my min and max prices. So the first thing to do is to activate your account. This will help you connect to the SP API, which is the Selling Partner API. It is an integrated web service API that helps Amazon sellers to programmatically exchange data on listings, orders, payments, reports, and much more. It has data integration with Amazon and enables a high level of selling automation, which can help sellers with their business. Next, you'll import the data. So importing the data typically takes between 6 to 8 hours, and this will be all the listings you've already added to Amazon, and we're going to pull those into the BQool software for you. After connecting to your Amazon store, usually it takes between 4 to 8 hours to synchronize all the data from Seller Central to BQool, depending on how many ASINs you have. However, if it shows that it's been downloading over 24 hours, please let us know. So let's go into the general settings. And when you get into the active listing page and you go to the right-hand side under the Learn More button, there's actually a setting and you can select General. So we have the existing listings and also the new listings that you add onto Amazon. And then there's very important, there's an Inventory Lab integration, which you can turn on or off here. And here you can see that the Inventory Lab average cost, highest cost, or the latest cost, we're able to sync the data from Inventory Lab every 6 hours. And we're also able to download your mins and maxes. You could also decide what happens when you're out of stock and also when to resume repricing. And you could also set your shipping costs below. So let's set up your very first listing. And it's super easy. I'm going to listings and I click on active listings. For example, for the Samsung monitor that I'm selling, perhaps I got it for $239, and I'm going to put the min price now at $500. In my max price, I'm going to put it at $700. Then I'm going to pick a rule. We have AI rules, conditional repricing, and also rule-based, which we'll talk about each later on. And then I just have to press save. And now my repricing has now turned green, which means it's actively repricing right now for me. Now, there's three different ways to insert your costs. You can insert manually, like what I just did. You can also insert your costs using the manual way that I showed you, or using the bulk cost settings, or also the upload file. So I'm on Amazon.com, and I'm going to insert Great Value Drink Mix, which is the product that I purchased. So I can go into the ASIN that I have purchased already. And here I'm going to scroll down. I'm going to find the right product. And this is the variation. This is the product that I have. And I need to make sure that I pick the right variation. So the product I have is the Peach Mango, and it's a 10 count pack of 6. This is the one that I have. And here I can go down and I can see what the buy box price is going for. I could also look at what other sellers are selling it for right here. When I click on the other option, I can just quickly scroll down to get an idea of what kind of prices people are selling for. I am looking specifically at FBA sellers and also what was the buy box price. So there's also other tools as well. You could use our big tracker extension. You could also use other extensions such as Seller Amp. And when I open up the Seller Amp extension, I know how many products are selling per month, and also what is my max cost based on the ROI that I'm expecting. Typically, you're looking between 20 to 30% ROI. When I scroll down here, I can also know what is the FBA price, what is the FBM price, and what is the sales rank? Is it decreasing or is it increasing? The number of offers as well. If there's more sellers selling it, then maybe my price needs to be a little bit more aggressive. And I can know the range of the price that I could sell between my min and max price. There's also other ways to pick your min and max price, which I'll show you.
Let's set up your very first listing. When you set your min and max, it's really important to get your min price correct. So you want to know all the cost when you're setting the BQool min price. There's several different costs, and I'm going to use this example here for this tripod. If I source this tripod for maybe $5, that is my product cost. So that's going to go into, in our diagram, the purple column, which is the product cost. And you will insert that in our profit calculator. Then there's another cost, depending if you're FBA or FBM. There's also additional cost as well. So what do these additional costs include? It includes gas money when you're driving around. It also includes packaging and labeling. It also shipping the product into Amazon. So those will be considered additional costs. And then the third type is if you're doing FBM shipping. So if you ship the products yourself, using FBM, you're going to have additional shipping costs. Now, this is different from the shipping fee. The shipping fee is what the customers are paying. The shipping cost is what you're paying.
If you're selling in an EU marketplace, and these are Germany, Italy, UK, France, or Spain, you can set your VAT rate and EFN fees directly in the BQool software. You can set your VAT category for your account product, so you could calculate your product depending on which VAT category you are. To look at which categories there are, you could go and select all the listings you want to set for VAT. Go to Bulk Actions and put Set Costs and VAT. When you scroll to the bottom, there's a Set VAT rate, and there's 5 different options: not applicable, not registered, flat rate, standard rate, and reduced rate. If you're unsure which category you are, these are based on the amount of sales you make. You may also need to consult an accountant for this. There are also certain products that have a lower or reduced rate for VAT. These are generally 5% for products that apply for reduced rate. So make sure you set that for the products that applies to. The VAT rate could also be set using the profit calculator. You could choose your different tax rate by selecting the VAT settings here. For example, if we have a flat rate of 5%, my product cost is 2, I can click the reload button, and this will show me exactly how much fees I'm paying when I am in this type of VAT settings. You could also set your products as EFN or European Fulfillment Network. This will be another way to calculate your profits accurately, because our system will be able to show the correct fulfillment amount for each of your listings based on the proper fulfillment fees. To set this up, just click on the listing that you want. On the left-hand side here, check it, and you can mark it as EFN, and then you'll see an EFN icon on the active listing page.
So let's go into the profit calculator to see exactly how you're going to set the min and max prices. When I'm inside the BQool software, I'm going to go using this example. For example, if I was able to source this for $5, I'm going to insert $5 right here. And then I'm going to go to the min price here. And in the min price here, I'm going to recalculate how much it costs. And you're going to see that there's the additional cost column that we talked about earlier. And then also the referral fees that I'm going to pay when I sell the product, which is based on my final sales amount. There's also the FBA fulfillment fees as well as closing fee. Usually for the closing fee, it's for the media products, for books, and also for media products. So when you look at the profit calculator, there's actually 3 ways for me to calculate. I can use the estimated profit margin, and also the ROI. As you can see, I'm selling it for $25.98 as my min price, which is a 260% ROI. Next, I'm going to click on the max price here. And in the max price, I'll repeat the same process. Now, for this product, I've set it so high, and the reason for that is when I'm looking at Keep a Chart, it shows me that this is what the price is selling. You can see as well, there's over 20 offers for this product, and I'm actually winning the buy box 50% of the time. And the rule that I'm using is the AI equalizer rule. Another way to set my min and max is to check the competitor analysis. And we have that for every single listing. You can see all the competitors. All you have to do is click on the competitor analysis right under actions. So now I click on the competitor analysis, and you're going to see all of the competitors. There's a lot of competitors on this listing. And as you can see, there's actually 2 buy box. So this is a very interesting competitor analysis because we have one who's using FBM and the other one who's using FBA. And we actually own the buy box right now. Now, when you're setting the prices, you can see that there's also a non-Amazon competitive price. And you won't have that for all the listings. But when you see that, it means that if you set higher than that price, it means that if it's off Amazon, people are selling it cheaper. And Amazon doesn't like that, so it might give you a pricing alert. So make sure to set your max below the non-Amazon competitive price. So how do you solve potential pricing errors? If the Amazon's algorithm believes the listing are priced too high or too low, Amazon will mark it as potential pricing error and deactivate the affected listings. To fix this issue is very easy. Go into Amazon Seller Central. When you go right in, you're going to see Pricing Error tab. Press on the Pricing Error tab, and you'll see the listings that have pricing error. Next, you'll want to update those prices. So Amazon will actually give you a recommended price, and you can take those in consideration. Now, what I would recommend you is to check the competitor analysis. You can also check the historic prices and set your min and max between those. Once Amazon has flagged the listing as pricing error, you now must set a min and max price inside Amazon Seller Central. Now you can go back into the BQool software. Once you have done that, we actually have the listed listing tab that you can see all the products that have pricing errors. Now to fix that, all you have to do is just set the min and max within the range that you've already set in Amazon. Now let's talk a little bit about the managed listings. When I go into the software, inside the dashboard, I'm going to go on listings, and I'm going to click on active listings. Inside the active listing tab, we have a lot of filters on the left-hand side here. You have your favorite filters, which you could add your favorite filters that you have. Also, listings health. And then you could also do a filter. And it's nice, we also have the listing health under the filters. So now you could use multiple variables for both listing health and also for the other filters. Now, the most popular filters I want to show you today is first, you can click on Repricing Enabled, and this would show you all the listings that are already repricing. And repricing has been enabled, and you're going to see a green play button, and it's going to show Repricing Enabled. That means this repricing is currently being repriced. And the second most common filter that we like to use is the competitor below min price. These are for listings where the competitor is below your min price. In this situation, you might need to lower your price in order to be able to get into the buy box. When I click on competitor below min price, it will take you to the tab, and this will show me the listings where the price of the competitors are below my min price. And when you look at this, in your price plus shipping,
you would see this red min price, which shows you that the listing is already at the min price, but the competitor is still below your min price. Next, we want to find the listings that have missing min price, max price, or a rule. It is very simple to do that. Go on the left-hand side under our multi-variable filters, and we can click on listing health, and I click on missing min price, missing max price, missing rule, and I just have to go to search. And this will pull in all that listings that are missing those key information which I need for repricing. So when you need to reprice, remember you need to have a min price, a max price, and a rule. Next, I want to show you for the listings that you're not making money. So it's very easy. You go on the left-hand side, go to filters, go all the way down, and there's an estimated profit. So under your estimated profit here, you just insert 0, and this is the max. So it's anything that's below 0, and I click on search. And this will pull up all the listings which has negative profit right now. So I'm actually losing money selling those products at that price. Usually I would go in and make the right adjustments in order for me to be profitable on those listings, unless I'm trying to liquidate those listings. Now let's see how to bulk set your min and max and apply a rule. So inside the active listing tab, you can go into the search bar here. There's actually 3 different options. There's ASIN, there's SKU, there's also title. Under title, I can insert, for example, display. And then when I press on the magnifying glass, which will search all my listings, I click on that, it will bring me to all of the listings that have display in there. The next step I have to do, I just have to select them like this, and I go into bulk actions, and I can set my min and max price and a rule. Inside the set min, max price and rule, you can select all the listings. You can select all the listings that are missing min price and max price and rule. You could also select a specific group. In our example, we're going to pick selected listings. Next, you can turn this on, which will actually set your min price based on different factors here. So we could actually take your price plus shipping. We could do it by cost, by fixed price, also by profit margin, or even by ROI. So if your min price is, by ROI, you're looking for at least a 30% profit margin, this is how you would set this up. Now, if you have a fixed amount, so for example, you want to use your costs and then you want to add a certain percentage or actually a certain number, you could actually select that as well. For example, if it's a $25 item and I'm looking to make at least $4, I can take my cost plus $4, and that would be my min price. I could do the same thing for my max price as well, and then also set a rule. And then when I'm finished, I just have to press save. Now remember, you got to turn it on for it to be activated. Once you press that, then it would show you in the progress bar about when these rules have already successfully listed, successfully changed your min price and your max price. And it's that simple. Now let's go into the general settings, and we can see how to set your min and max from Amazon using the general settings for new listings that you've added. So when I go into the general settings, I'm going to scroll down, and there's assign default values to new listings downloaded from Amazon. So I'm going to set my default min price based on my cost. And I'm going to take my cost and I'm going to add maybe $4 here. So I can actually pick both dollar sign and also a percentage as well. A lot of people also like to set their default min price using 30% ROI, which is like a standard that people are willing to make when they're sourcing for a new product. Now, if you're sourcing for items such as shoes or apparel, which has a much higher return rate, then I would recommend you to have at least a 40% ROI. Now let's go into the max price. So again, I can set my max price as well. And earlier I taught you how to set your max price. And if you already know what the price is, you can, actually set it there. But since the price is different for each item, so I'm going to use your price plus shipping. And as an example, I'm going to add 50% here. Next, I'm going to pick a default repricing rule. And we always recommend people to use conditional repricing, but you could use the AI equalizer, which gives you an equal amount of sales and profit for this example. For the cost, you do want to insert into the software in order for you to be able to calculate the min and max prices.
Now, if you didn't insert the cost in, you could pull the cost from Inventory Labs if you're using that, or you could use set default cost based on your price plus shipping, or a fixed price if you're getting it from wholesale for a certain price. So in our example, I'm going to use your price plus shipping, and I'm going to assume that my cost is usually, I get it for maybe lower 50%, my cost minus 50%, which will set my default cost. If I sell on FBM, I'm going to click on the on button here. And here I'm going to set my FBM shipping cost. The FBM shipping cost is the cost for ourselves, the cost that you spend to ship the product out. So if I have a special preferred rate, perhaps I'm paying maybe $5 here, then I'm going to put that in here for my FBM shipping costs. Next, I have the option to toggle on if I have FBA shipping fees, additional fees to customers. When would you use this? Usually if your item is less than $25 and the customer needs to pay for some shipping fees, this is where we'll put that shipping fee in. In the majority of cases, if you're selling over $25, then here it's going to be 0. So in our example, I'm going to set it as 0. Now we can set additional costs for us if it's for FBA. Earlier, we talked about setting mids and max. So here, the additional costs would include the shipping fee that I'm setting into the Amazon warehouse. Also, the prep fees, maybe $1.25 to $1.50 if I'm paying somebody to prep it for me. And this can also include my other additional packaging and labeling costs. You could also insert your additional costs. For example, if you paying a prep center, maybe $1.25 to $1.50, maybe you have insurance, maybe you have packaging and labeling, and also maybe gas money when you're sourcing the product. You could put them all in these additional costs as well. And you could turn these on to make sure they're included in your cost, and this will give you a very accurate profit estimation. You could also upload your data in bulk by using our upload file. It's very easy. We have a detailed video about this on YouTube that you can watch. So if you're coming from another vendor, the first thing to do is to download your listings in their template. You can also download all your listings using the full template right here. And then you could paste it into our Excel file. The required fields are min, max, and rule. Now, it's very simple to do this. All you have to do is to click on the blank template first, and this will actually download the blank template for you. And if you want to set by bulk your different listings, then you can click on the full template as well. The next step, I'm going to click on all my listings here, and I'm going to go back to my Excel file. And here I can go into the Force tab here under Repricing template, and I can just paste it here, and you would see all of my listings. Now they're all pasted. So you could see the different columns here. This is by the channel, which is different marketplace. This is the seller SKU, and then also your cost as well. And there are additional costs such as prep costs or other shipping costs that would go right here. And then you can set your AI rules here or other rules that you want. Now make sure these names match with the ones inside the BQool software. So you can use the default one, for example, the AI equalizer. And then you can set your mid and max price by bulk using this template. And once you're finished, when you re-upload the file, make sure to save the Excel file as a CSV file. And I'll show you how to do that right here. So I have my Excel file here, and I just have to go to File and then click on Save As. And then I can just save it as a CSV file. So you got to pick the CSV common delimited file, and then you can save it on your desktop or somewhere else. And then you can upload that file right back in the software. So you can pick that file and you can press upload now, which will bring all the listings back into the software. And if you're coming from another repricer, that would be the same steps. First, download all the listings, paste it into our Excel file, save the Excel file as a CSV file for that tab, and then upload that tab back into our software. And as simple as that. And we have a video that shows you how to do this as well. We have so many different support options, one of the best in the industry. We have our own Facebook group where you can ask questions and also find out the best tips and knowledge, and also connect with like-minded sellers just like you. We also have a YouTube channel with more than 300 videos with tutorials, seller stories, and some of the best tips for you. In addition, you could also go to the question mark, the help button here. Once you click on the software, there's also search knowledge base. And when you click on search knowledge base, it'll bring you to the BQool support site where everything is lined up chronological for you. You could also have the search option. You just go through here, learn all this training. You're going to be an expert in no time. You also have the live chat option, which is right in our software. Again, you click on the help icon and go to chat with support. You could also go to our site and click on the support, and you can actually email them at all times of the day. Our live chat is from 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. Eastern time. So make sure to use all the different support options available to you. And of course, we have the onboarding webinar where you can get your questions asked as well. We have 3 types of repricing rules. We have the rule-based, the AI-powered, and also the conditional repricing. For a rule-based, you're going to be matching the buy box. A lot of people start out with this. There's 5 default ones, and they start at a very affordable and very high-value price of $25.
For AI-powered, the difference between rule-based and AI-powered, it's a lot easier to set up for AI. There's incremental repricing, and there's also much higher buy box win percentage. Or you could also match the buy box and get much higher profits depending on what your needs are.
Third, we have the conditional repricing. You're able to reprice by your inventory, by the sales, by the buy box win percentages, available quantity, and all other things. You're able to use both rule-based plus AI. You're also able to automate your min price settings. Now, let me go into the software to show you how to set all these different rules up. Inside the software, under repricing rules, I'm going to click on add new rule. Once I click add new rule, you're going to see 3 different tabs. We have the AI-powered, the rule-based, and the conditional repricing. When you look at the AI-powered, compare that to the rule-based, you're going to see it's a lot more convenient. You don't have to pick who your competitors are. You don't have to pick what happens once you get the buy box, and also what to do to stay in the buy box. So let's look at the AI-powered one. Within the AI-powered, it's so easy and simple to set up. There's only 4 steps. It will take you less than a minute. You got to time me right now. So here I'm in rule type, and I pick AI equalizer, and I'm going to call this the balanced strategy. I go to the next tab. Within the next tab, it's super easy. You don't have to do a thing. You can just follow the defaults. You could do some customization based on your preference. If you're a beginner, you could just use the defaults. It's super simple. So we keep the defaults. Let's go to next. And then we're going to go to the scheduler. The scheduler, it's a really interesting way of repricing. So it really depends on your listing. In our experience, based on the different sellers, a lot of large sellers like to use this option as well. What they like to do, they like to reprice manually to their max price. And this way, when you start repricing, you start resetting your repricing to the max price, which will help reshuffle the prices. And then you can reprice back down, and they get extra margin for that period of time. So to set it up, you can go to set repeated schedule if you're going to do this on a repeat cycle. So you click on set repeated schedule. In our experience, you can set it between 1 a.m. to 3 p.m., the low traffic hours. So for example, if I am currently based in the United States and I am in the Eastern time zone, for example, I'm in Florida or I'm in New York, shout out to you guys, then I go to your new price, and here I can go to my max price, minus a certain amount or a certain percentage. Then I can check all the repeat days of the week. Typically, I would uncheck Saturday and Sunday, and then I can go to next, and I'm done. And it's that easy. This is known as the oscillation strategy or the yo-yo strategy, and you could have the repricing manually going up and down. Now, the benefit of this really depends on that listing. So in our experience, if it's under 15 offers, you could have the most success using this. Let me show you the custom settings you can set in rule-based. And who is the rule-based for? It's for if you really know who you're competing against, you don't have a lot of listings, you can really focus and you can adjust this all manually by yourself. The best result, again, is using AI. But if you use rule-based, you could decide who you're competing against, who you want to exclude, whether you only want to compete with FBA sellers. You could also decide who you want to exclude, and you could also add seller IDs to exclude. For example, if you guys are selling together as a group, This way you won't compete against yourself. So you get a higher price. In most cases, you're going to get better results using the AI repricer. But I do want to share about rule-based, and you can find more information on our support site as well. So one question that people always ask is, should I go on a listing that Amazon is on? And it depends. In most cases, we'd recommend you not to, especially if Amazon has owned the buy box. But in some cases, there's just deals that are too cheap for you to miss, that you could actually get a lower than Amazon's price. It's not common. In this example, you can see that Amazon has the lowest price of $970, and they're even FBA because they're shipping from the Amazon warehouse. But for this item, this weather guard, we beat Amazon with a higher price of $1,230.35, and we own the buy box. We have better handling time than Amazon, and we're winning the buy box and getting at a much higher price thanks to the BQool Repricer. And we're able to beat Amazon by using the AI rule. You can see that there's different amounts that we lower the price. As soon as we get the buy box, you can see that we got the buy box at $1,241, and we raised it by $1.25 as much as we can incrementally, and then we raise it again by 97 cents to get the maximum profit from this listing. Let's talk about the BQool AI model. It's not a black box, it's transparent. I'm going to show you exactly how it works. According to the Federal Trade Commission, what is true AI? For a true AI, you need to have a model with different variables. For the BQool model, we have a centralized learning model with 18 different factors. We actually have a white paper that explains what will win the buy box. The most important 3 factors is the price, where are you shipping it from, what type of seller are you? And it's pretty obvious because if you're an FBA seller, Amazon's going to give you some advantage because you're using their warehouse and they're making money from you. And then we have the account-based learning model, which is a machine learning model. The AI will know when you win the buy box, when you lose the buy box, and then it's going to take account into that into its model. And this way, the next time with the same competitors, you're going to win the buy box a lot faster. It's like going in for that knockout punch. It gets you the buy box, it'll incrementally reprice back up. So the difference between our AI and others in the market that claim to be AI is that we have machine learning and we can prove it. So the benefit of using the AI repricer is, first, you can aggressively seize the buy box and maximize your sales. Second, you can maximize profits through incremental repricing. Third, you can raise the buy box price. Fourth, you're more competitive with AI machine learning algorithms continuously working for you. And you will also reprice a lot more, often 20 to 30 times more. 5, the setup is faster and simpler. It's very fast. It took me only 30 seconds to set up. On average, you will increase your buy box win percentage by 12 to 20% when you switch over from rule-based to AI-powered when you have a competitive min price. Basically, first you want to see whether you want to have higher sales or higher profits per unit profit. And also, you need to decide whether you have lots of stock or a little stock, because there's going to be monthly storage and long-term fees, and also depending on your available quantity. The myth is that you could sell it at the lowest price, but I'm here to tell you that you can sell it at a higher price if there's demand for the product. So in this table, on the left-hand side, we have the AI Sales Maximizer. The AI Sales Maximizer will be part of your liquidation strategy for overstock items. This might be some seasonal item. Perhaps you're getting toys for Christmas. Maybe it's a seasonal item for Mother's Day, Father's Day, or even Easter, and it's already past that holiday. Or it's a perishable item, something that's going to expire, a grocery item, perhaps a topical, and you need to sell off that product quickly. Next, we'll go to the middle for the AI equalizer. This will give you an equal amount of sales and profits. And I would actually start out with using the AI equalizer, and I'll adjust it to more aggressive or less aggressive, depending on your needs. On the right-hand side, we have the AI Profit Maximizer. And who is it for? This is for an item if it's the last unit that you have and you know it's going to sell for sure. This is for an item that has less and less offers, something that people cannot get anymore, something that you got a big price advantage when you purchased it. and there's not a lot of new offers coming in, and you know that this product is going to sell. It's also for items that you might do a group buy that you don't want to lower the price. You want to keep it at a certain price. If you don't know which one to use, start out with the AI equalizer.
If your focus is to get even more profits instead of maximizing your sales by winning and keeping the buy box, then we could suggest you use the AI 2.0 match buy box rules. You could find these rules after clicking add new rule. You can go to the second tab, AI powered match buy box, and you're going to have three options. This is when you have less stock of an item and you know that you're going to be able to get higher price for your item and you're going to be able to sell it out. You'll still get sales even at a higher price. So I don't know about you. Sometimes, we get our hands on products and you realize that you purchased too little because it sells too fast. Maybe it's from a wholesale source and you're no longer to put in the order because it's going to take a few weeks or months to get the products in. Maybe it's from a special discount that you got on a special online retail shop. You wish you could get more. In this situation, you could use these rules to maximize your profit for the remaining units. This way, the AI rule will work differently than the other AI rules. The way that it works differently is that the AI rules will try to match the buy box, and you don't need to worry about the price lowering below your buy box price in your attempt to win the buy box. As we mentioned earlier, these new rules are for sellers who don't mind sharing the buy box. They know their listings will sell even at a higher price. There are three profit-driven rules. The main difference between these three rules is they would adjust to the match buy box with different aggressiveness depending on which you choose. And if you win the buy box, the price will rise at different speeds depending on your objectives, which could maximize profit or slowly grow it. To break it down for you, we have AI Boost Profit, AI Grow Profit, and also AI Max Profit. And AI Boost Profit is the most aggressive. It's going to match the buy box the most aggressively. And once it gets the buy box, it would raise your price gradually to increase the profit per sale on that listing. This could be suitable for some high demand electronics, shoes, or other kitchen and home appliances that you have limited quantity. Even if there are more competitors, this would be suitable if the buy box price is very consistent. The second rule is the AI Grow Profit. And this will match the buy box and raise the price in a way that's more balanced than the two other rules, which will lead it to growing in profit. This will be a good fit for products that are your best sellers, the listings that have very consistent pricing and a number of competitors, and they always sell a good amount. The third and final of these is the AI Max Profit. This matches the buy box less aggressively than the other two, but once it matches the buy box, the price will jump up the most quickly. This could be for a higher value product that won't depreciate over time. Sometimes you don't have the pressure to sell it because the price will not lower in the next few months based on historic pricing. This rule could be used on products that you have a significant pricing advantage and items that you can't easily source and replenish. To see a specific example where these new AI rules work, we can take a look at this specific ASIN. To look at a specific ASIN, you can go to the reports and click on listing performance, and you could actually search for that specific ASIN. You could also search by SKU and also by title as well here. And then we can look at the report. You can see that the average sales price per order with AI Profit Maximizer was a bit below $11 at $10.74 with only one order. Once they switched to AI Max Profit, it shows the product not only getting more orders by a very significant amount, but you could see how the average sales per order changed. It's over 30% higher sales price. So what's happening is that the listing slowly drops to match the buy box price since it's max profit, but once it's able to win the buy box, it aggressively jumps up, resulting in higher sales price. This one is really interesting because inside the price history, you could search for that ASIN. You could see the price rise and drop. And first, it actually goes to near our min price because the buy box price is below the min price on the competitor analysis. But then a few moments later, after it gets the buy box, then it will start to reprice it up immediately to what you see 1183. So it now is going to the middle of the competitor analysis. And it goes up and down a few more times and it continues to win the buy box and then loses the buy box, and then it starts to raise the price. Once it wins the buy box, it starts to raise the price again. If you're an advanced seller, you can further increase your prices using our price looping feature, which is located inside the AI-powered match buy box. So in this example here, inside the match buy box rule here, we have a price looping feature that you could turn on. And when you turn this on, you could see that you could raise your price multiple times a day. You can raise it as often as 8 times a day, any time from every 3 hours all the way to once a day, 24 hours. And this is similar to the scheduled repricing, but you can reprice a lot more often proactively, and which can trigger other sellers, especially if they're using other repricers, to raise their prices and hopefully lead to even higher profits for you. So here inside the repricing, every 3 to 24 hours, you can reprice your price based on the max price, the buy box price, the lowest price, your price, or your min price. You could either use add or minus in most cases, and also a percentage as well if that's what you want to do. So this is another option for you. What this does, it'll manually raise your price by the amount that you've set and hold it for the amount of time that you have specified. So you can hold it between 5 to 180 minutes. Once you hold the price, after the AI will take over after the hold time is over, and hopefully the competitor's price will have gone up, and you'll attempt to get the buy box back at a higher price. So you allow them to get the buy box from you by resetting your prices, usually higher, depending on the buy box, depending if you want to reset it to your max price. Depending on your competition, you can test out different amounts of time that your new price will hold before the AI starts repricing, and how often your listing will reprice to give you the best results. As an example, you could try to raise your price every 3 hours, and you can set your price to the buy box price plus 10%. For the time it'll hold your new price, you can set any time you wish, but starting out, we put ours at 60 minutes, which is an hour, which will likely trigger other repricers because they might take longer time to trigger and to raise their price, and putting it at 1 hour will most likely trigger more sellers to start raising their prices.
Next, let's talk about conditional repricing. We call it conditional pricing. You can think of this as advanced automation, which allows you to switch different rules when triggered by certain triggers or conditions. Previously, you need to pick either an AI rule or rule-based rule. Now, you have the option to pick both. You can mix and match. So what are the 3 main benefits and why should you use it? The 3 main benefits: you're able to save time, you're able to sell faster, you're able to make more profits. Now, as you know, it's more and more competitive to sell on Amazon now. That's why you need better tools to fight back. There's higher Amazon fees, there's also advertising expenses, and there's also new Amazon inventory rules. Since April this year, there's additional surcharge when you have products over 181 days. So you gotta use the auto rule switching based on conditions that conditional repricing offers to get you a better performance. Also, you're able to auto adjust your min price up or down to increase your sales, or you could also have a higher profit when you need to. So how is conditional repricing different than the previous version of BQool, and why is it AI 2.0? When you compare conditional repricing with the previous version, AI 1.0, that we launched many years ago, the pros of conditional repricing is that you can auto switch rules based on the market conditions, based on inventory levels, based on how long you have the product, based on the buy box win percentage, and a whole lot more. Second, you can save more time with advanced automation. Previously, you would need to increase or lower your min price by yourself. Now you can do it automatically based on your sales. Third, you can use multiple AI rules on one listing, all automated. You could also mix and match both rule-based and also AI rules. So inside conditional repricing, we have 5 different repricing methods. We have 3 default rules and 2 advanced conditions, which can create your own dynamic rule. These 3 default rules are recommended but not limited to the type of items I'm about to mention. When you use inventory age conditions, you can use this for slow-moving inventory or individual items, perishable items, items that's going to expire like topicals. You could also use this for books. For sell-through rate conditions, This is more for wholesalers or private labels, which you have higher volume inventory. You have over 90 days of inventory. This will help you sell faster, which will increase your IPI score and it'll give you more free storage space. The third method is days of supply. This is for higher turnover products and also replets, products that you continuously to get over and over again, or even wholesale items. Let's go into the two most popular real-life scenarios that you can use conditional repricing immediately. Let's go into the first scenario where there's low inventory. It is a popular item. When I scroll down here in conditional repricing, I'm going to click on FBA advanced conditions. And here I'm naming it low inventory plus popular product. I click on next. Inside the conditional repricing settings, we have everything set up by default for you already. All you have to do is to change the available quantity. That's all you have to do. It's super easy. And here we have the different available quantity starting from 50, and it continues to go down here. And there are several options that you can do. You can change the rule. You could change the rule plus min price. You could also use your price. Somebody asked me if they could reset their min price higher if they only have certain available units, and you can totally do that. I'm just going to show you. Let's say you only have one item left. You could go to the rule and then click on rule plus min price, and you can set it at maybe 70% ROI, and you're not going to be the lowest price. But if you get a buy box rotation, even at a 5 to 10%, you might sell the item for a much higher profit. At the very bottom, when none of these conditions are met, you could also set it at a default for the AI equalizer. We do have a very detailed video step-by-step walkthrough that you can go to on YouTube. So make sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel, and you can scan this in the QR code in the free handout that we have available in the handout download section. Let's take a look at the second scenario. We're going to have an overstock strategy. It's a liquidation strategy, which every seller should have. So inside the software, you click on conditional repricing. You go to inventory age conditions. And then I'm going to scroll down here. And I'm going to call this inventory age conditions overstock products. And I'm going to click on next. Inside the repricing rule builder, I'm going to see different inventory age from 0 to 30 days all the way to over 365 days. Now, the strategy here is going to be more and more aggressive. You can see the rules become more and more aggressive as we have the stock longer and longer. And you can also reset your ROIs. So after 90 days, which is typical for arbitrage business, you're going to start lowering your prices all the way to break even. So here you can select a different ROI percentage. That's all you have to decide. You can set everything as default here. And you can also change between 0 and 30 days. What kind of ROIs do you want? What kind of rule do you want? In our recommendation, you can set this by default. And after 90 days, it's going to go into liquidation mode. Some of the larger sellers we know, they even have negative ROI, and they're willing to sell it at a loss and able to get their money back. So it really depends on you. And this is our suggestions when you have items that are longer than 90 days. Now let's take a look at the business reports and also the dashboard. When you're in the Repricer dashboard, you can see the first row has all of your AI sales. And this is the sales that you got using the AI repricing rules. Next, we have the Repricer analytics section. Here I can compare the performance of different rules. I could see what the buy box win percentage was and also the sales depending on the rules that I pick. So here in my example, I'm clicking on this pointy arrow, and here I could see that we have the AI powered listings, the conditional repricing listings. You could also go into individual specific rules to compete against each other over a time period to see which one performed the best, and you can make adjustments so you can increase your sales. You can also increase your buy box as well. In the middle section, you're going to see the best selling items that you currently have and also the best buy box wins. So you will know which product is making you the most sales and also which product gives you the most buy box.
We also have a section called the listings overview at the very bottom of the page. Here you can see the listings that are not in the buy box, that the list of listings that you need to update, also the competitor below min, which you need to take action. Next, I'm going to go to reports and click on daily sales. Inside here, I can compare my results for 7 days, 1 month, 3 months, and 6 months. I've taken a selection here from this time period as well. So I can actually pick a certain time period as well and compare my sales from last month to this month. And when I look at my sales here, I could see that I have dramatic increase from around $9,000, $7,000. And after I start using the AI, now I'm getting 16,000, 20,000. All of these sales were on a daily basis. I could also use other options as well. And here, what's the most important thing is you can see the buy box win percentage. So this is a very important number that I'm looking at. I'm also looking at the below min percentage. Typically, if I see a very high below min percentage, it means that I might need to lower my price to get more sales. And typically, I would have lower buy box. It's the same for this example. So you could see in this account, the average sales per listing was 31.48 at a 48% buy box win. And something magical happened. Once they start changing different rules, they got more and more sales. And even with the more sales, they actually have a higher average sales per listing. So they're very likely to use a very aggressive rule. And therefore, they also have a higher buy box win percentage. There are other options that you can check in the display button. And you should add this to your report depending on what you want to see. Let's check which of our products are selling the best and have the best performance. And to do that, you can go into reports and you can click on listing performance. And inside the listing performance, you can pick by the different marketplaces you have. You could also pick by the title, the SKU, or also the ASIN. And you could also select what type of rules that you use to see what kind of results did you get. You can also download these reports and you could do further analysis on them. So in the table here, you could see that I know how many orders that I got in my total sales. And I also know the units that was ordered as well. And then there's also the average sales per order as well as the estimated profit. And we can also know what the buy box win percentage was for that listing and how many offers were there and what position was I in. With this data, you'll be able to analyze whether you should sell this product or another product. And it might be a good idea to go buy more of the products that are very profitable, which are winning the buy box, and you have a cost advantage. Now let's look at some real life AI-powered repricing results. So for this specific item, which is a pair of Clark shoes, and I won't go into more details. I've already given it too much information already. And you can actually find this product is very profitable. In this example, using the AI repricer, there are actually over 15 different offers for this specific listing. Our friend has priced it at $154.48. And they're able to get the buy box against other sellers, against another FBA seller, also 2 different FBM sellers, and even non-featured. So it's not the lowest price and is still able to capture the buy box. And you can see by switching to the AI repricer, they actually have a huge growth just after a few days. And you can see a huge growth of almost more than 10% of winning the buy box, which gave them a much higher sales than they ever had per day. And of course, remember that compounds as well. So you can look at this price history of this specific product. And here you can see in the bottom here, we actually went in and we got the buy box. We took it from the competitor. Once we got the buy box, we incrementally start repricing back up as much as we can. We don't waste any time getting the buy box, and we start raising the price to maximize your sales and your revenue. In this example, we can see the power of conditional repricing. You could see that we own the buy box right now. And when you look at the price history, you're going to see a lot of greens. Once we got the buy box, we start to incrementally increase the price. Now, how do we do that? We set it to inventory age using the defaults that you have of conditional repricing. From 0 to 30 days, we have it on AI Profit Maximizer. And then from 30 to 60 days, we have it on a more aggressive rules. So this way you can maximize your profit. And as a result, you will see in the price history that he got an extra $9.17 using the conditional repricer. If you haven't joined our Facebook community, please join the group for more support and sharing. Also, don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel and our podcast for more updates and Amazon knowledge and tips. We're BQool. We keep innovating to help you stay cool with your Amazon business. We are grateful for your business and your time today. We wish you the best for your business. We know you're going to do well this year. I'll see you in our next webinar.